Greetings everybody out there in the watch-loving world. The time is 8:35 a.m. here in the beautiful Midwestern United States. The temperature is 64 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. Comfortable to me. I want to talk today about what I believe is my Grail watch, which is kind of unusual because of the size of it for the 21st century. But then again, I'm from the 20th century. And being in my early 60s, I know a lot of guys that are 10 to 20 years older than me, and they're still wearing their 34 millimeter watches from the 60s and early 70s. And to them it's fine. You got these great big guys wearing these little tiny watches. But that was the size. If you go back in the 1960s and you look at the size watch that people wore, that men wore, they were small compared to nowadays. Anyway, the watch I want to talk about is the Rolex Date Just 36 millimeter, reference 116200. It was made in 2016, and actually I traded for it and everything, and I got 2 years of the 5-year factory warranty left, so that's a good deal. Anyway, it's made out of 904 Rolex oyster steel. The crystal sapphire has a cyclops over the date, and the date on a watch to me is an important function. It's just something that I really like, I really use. I like to look at the time and the date, and it's a function that I like, a complication that's good for me. It's on an oyster bracelet, also made out of 904L oyster steel. This is the caliber 3135. It's got about 50 hours of power reserve. The water resistance is 100 meters or 330 feet, which way exceeds what I need, but I love it. It's a oyster case. And I have a mosquito visiting. That's nice. But I got this at an authorized dealer, and it's only 3 years old. And the dealers in the Midwest Chicago area, James & Sons, they're in Schererville, Indiana, Chicago, and they have another location in Illinois. But go to Chicago, look for Rolex dealers, and you're going to find James & Sons. And they actually... it was a good, fair deal. I really, really like this watch. So let me show you the watch that I'm talking about here. Let's see how much reflections. It's a Rolex, and so it has no anti-reflective stuff on the glass, but it doesn't matter to me because I like it anyway. Today is the 15th. And being an odd number, that is a red date then, okay? So it's 34 millimeters wide, about 48 millimeters this way. It's about 12 millimeters thick, which isn't too bad. And it's it has the dash on the crown here, which means it's a twin lock, which is 100 meters water resistance. Now the center links are polished and the outer are brushed, which means it's like a mid-level Rolex watch. It's not a starter watch, but I believe this, I'm 99% sure, this is my Grail watch. If I wear this watch, what other watches would I need to own? With this one, my Seiko SKX 173, and this watch, and that could probably be a collection for me. Because this is, to me, this is perfection. I really, really like this. It's just a well-built, decent price. It's a quality watch. And a watch like this, I wish I would have had one when I was 20 years old, because I'd still be wearing it. These things can last a century. So this will last me the rest of my life, and probably pass to somebody. But James & Sons is the authorized dealer, and they're a very good, high-quality dealer. They have other brands than Rolex, but Rolex is the top brand that they sell, in my opinion. And they sell jewelry and things, but they're a cut above, in my opinion. Their service, their quality, the fact that I got the remainder of a 2-year or 5-year guarantee. I got 2 more years on this, and they just did me well. It's a deal that I could sleep with, and so I recommend James and Sons. They're a good dealer. Now, I guess coming up in the future, I'm probably going to be able to borrow a Rolex Air King, the 40 millimeter, and probably do a video on that in the future. And I'd like to do one on the new Seiko 5, the replacement for the SKX. But I just wanted to tell you that, you know, just because everybody wants these 40 millimeter watches, now this, I have an 8.5-inch wrist, which is, you know, good sized wrist. But as far as I'm concerned, that looks just fine. It's not too small, it's not too big. It's right to me in that sweet spot. Yeah, I can wear a 40, I can wear a 42, but that is absolutely fine. And it's really not noticeable to 99% of people, but it's just a super accurate, super quality watch that has the complications that I really like in a watch. So if you like this video, subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, that's fine. Yeah, and I'm wearing a Rolex hat. So yeah, it's that Rolex magic that I talked about before. There's something about it. It's their marketing and their quality, and they've worked at this for over a century, so they did good. But anyway, if you like this video, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, hit subscribe, and in the end, remember to keep your watches all wound up.